If your dream doesn't scare you, it's too small. A dream should stretch you beyond comfort. You can't claim you have a dream if it doesn't make you nervous. You can't say you want greatness if you can still sleep comfortably at night without thinking about it. The size of your dream should intimidate you. It should feel so big that when you think about it, your heart beats faster. It should make you question if you even have what it takes. That's the kind of dream worth chasing. The one that forces you to level up just to have a chance at reaching it. If your dream feels safe, then you're still playing small. Safe dreams are the ones you can accomplish without too much effort, without too much risk, without stepping outside your usual routine. But safe dreams don't transform lives. Safe dreams don't change your family's future. Safe dreams don't rewrite history. If you're not scared, you're not aiming high enough. You're settling for what's comfortable instead of reaching for what's possible. Fear isn't a sign you should back away. It's a sign you're in the right territory. Fear means you've stepped out of the shallow end and into the deep waters where growth happens. Every person who's ever done something extraordinary has felt fear. They didn't wait for it to disappear. They moved forward in spite of it. The fear is proof that your dream is bigger than your current capabilities, and that's exactly what will force you to grow. A dream should stretch you beyond comfort. Comfort zones are like invisible cages. They keep you from seeing what you're truly capable of. The moment you decide to step outside, you feel resistance. Your mind starts whispering all the reasons you can't. Your environment starts throwing distractions your way. People start doubting you, and that's when most people retreat. But if you understand that discomfort is part of the process, you won't retreat. You'll push harder because you know that the bigger the stretch, the greater the reward. You have to stop chasing goals that fit your current self and start chasing goals that demand a stronger version of you. That means setting targets so high they force you to acquire new skills, change your habits, discipline your emotions, and focus your mind. That means waking up earlier, working longer, saying no to temptations, and learning things you've never learned before. It's supposed to be hard. That's the point. Or big dreams aren't given to you because they're easy. They're given to you because they'll make you into someone you've never been. When you go after something that scares you, you're stepping into a battlefield against your own limitations. Your laziness, your doubts, your procrastination, they will all rise up to fight you. But with every challenge you overcome, you become stronger. And the beauty is, even if you don't hit your exact target, the person you become in the process will be far greater than the one who started. You have to believe that the fear you feel is a compass pointing toward your destiny. Too many people treat fear as a stop sign, when in reality, it's an arrow pointing you forward. You can't wait until you feel ready because you never will. The truth is, you grow into readiness by taking action while you're scared. That's how you build confidence. That's how you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. Your dream is supposed to be heavy. It's supposed to feel like a burden you can't carry alone. That's how it forces you to dig deeper, pray harder, and work smarter. It's supposed to keep you up at night, replaying visions of what your life could be if you refuse to quit. If your dream feels light and easy, it's not a dream. It's just a to-do list. And nobody changes the world with a to-do list. Stop thinking in limits and start thinking in possibilities. Your vision must be bigger than your excuses. Most people are not stopped by a lack of talent or resources. They are stopped by the limits they put in their own minds. The human brain is powerful, but it has a default mode to protect you from risk, to keep you in familiar territory, to convince you that anything too far from your current reality is impossible. That's why so many people live the same year over and over again. They've let limits define their thinking, and limits always shrink your life. The difference between a small thinker and a visionary is simple. One looks for reasons it can't be done. The other looks for ways it can. When you think in limits, you focus on your weaknesses, your disadvantages, your past failures. You talk yourself out of opportunities before you even try. But when you think impossibilities, you see potential where others see obstacles. You see the lessons in failure, the hidden doors in closed spaces, the chance to build where nothing yet exists. That shift in thinking is where transformation begins. Your vision must be bigger than your excuses. Excuses are like weeds. If you give them an inch of space, they will overrun the entire garden of your mind. You'll hear them whisper, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I'm not ready. I'm too young. I'm too old. Every excuse you accept becomes a brick in the wall separating you from your dream. The only way to break through is to make your vision so big, so compelling, so magnetic that no excuse can stand in its way. Thinking in possibilities means refusing to let your current reality dictate your future reality. You may not have the resources now, but you can learn how to get them. You may not have the skills now, but you can develop them. You may not know the right people now, but you can meet them. The question is never, do I have everything I need right now? The question is, am I willing to do whatever it takes to get what I need? That's the mindset that turns dreams into reality. When you focus on possibilities, you stop asking, what if it doesn't work? And start asking, what if it does? You stop picturing yourself failing and start picturing yourself winning. You begin to make decisions from a place of faith instead of fear. And that faith shifts how you speak, how you act, how you carry yourself. People can feel it. Opportunities can sense it. The universe responds to it. Thinking big doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to be controlled by it. The Wright brothers didn't ignore gravity, they worked with it and overcame it. Thomas Edison didn't ignore darkness, he created light in spite of it. Every breakthrough starts with someone who saw beyond the limits and decided to believe in the possibilities. And when your vision becomes that strong, you stop settling for what is and start building what could be. The truth is, you can have excuses or results. You can't have both. Every time you choose an excuse, you trade in your vision for comfort. Every time you choose to focus on a possibility, you trade in your comfort for growth. That's why the people who achieve extraordinary things often come from ordinary circumstances. They just refuse to let their minds stay trapped in small thinking. Your future is shaped in your imagination before it's built in reality. If you keep imagining barriers, you will keep finding them. But if you keep imagining solutions, doors will appear where walls once stood. And the moment you decide to believe in those possibilities more than your excuses, you step into a version of yourself that can't be stopped. Dreams demand sacrifice, not just desire. You can't expect big results with small effort. Wanting something is easy. Anybody can say they want success, wealth, freedom, or greatness. But wanting is not enough. Desire is only the spark. Sacrifice is the fuel. Without sacrifice, your dream will burn out before it ever takes shape. You can't expect big results if you're only giving small effort. You can't expect to stand on a championship stage if you're training like an amateur. You can't expect to live an extraordinary life if you're only doing what's comfortable and convenient. Every dream has a price tag. The bigger the dream, the higher the price. And the truth is, most people are not willing to pay it. They love the idea of success, but they don't want the discipline. They love the thought of financial freedom, but they don't want to give up weekend parties or late night comfort. They love the vision of changing their life, but they don't want to face the pain, rejection, and setback acts that come with it. They want the reward without the grind, the glory without the struggle, the destination without the journey. Sacrifice means giving up something good for something greater. It means trading short-term pleasure for long-term fulfillment. It means saying no to what distracts you so you can say yes to what drives you. If your dream is real, it will demand your time, your energy, your focus, and sometimes your peace of mind. You might lose sleep. You might lose friends who don't share your vision. You might have to skip vacations, skip comfort, skip excuses. And that's not a punishment, it's the process. Desire without sacrifice is just wishful thinking. It's the reason so many people spend their lives talking about what they could have done, should have done, or would have done. They wanted it, but they never gave enough to get it. Big results demand big effort, and big effort isn't a one-time thing, it's a lifestyle. You don't grind for a week and expect a lifetime of success. You show up every single day, even when you're tired, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching. Sacrifice sharpens you. It forces you to prioritize, to focus on what truly matters. Every time you give something up for your dream, you're proving to yourself that you're serious. And that seriousness builds momentum. Because while others are wasting hours scrolling, you're building. While others are sleeping in, you're working. While others are making excuses, you're making progress. And over time, that discipline compounds into results that people can't ignore. The truth is, you won't always see the payoff immediately. Sacrifice often feels like loss in the moment. It feels like you're missing out. But what you're really doing is investing. The nights you spend studying instead of partying, the mornings you wake up early to train, the hours you pour into your craft instead of watching TV, they all stack up. And one day those sacrifices will turn into opportunities, achievements, and experiences that most people only dream about. Your dream is not just a picture in your head. It's a commitment you make to yourself. And that commitment has to be backed up with action. You can't wish your way into greatness. You have to work for it, bleed for it, sometimes even cry for it. But the moment you decide that you will give whatever it takes, that nothing will be too much. That's when your dream starts to move toward you as fast as you're moving toward it. Your circle will reflect your vision. Surround yourself with people who believe in big people. You spend the most time with will either lift you higher or pull you lower. Your circle is like a mirror. It reflects your mindset, your energy, and your standards. If you're surrounded by small thinkers, constant complainers, and people who settle for less, it's only a matter of time before you start adopting their habits and beliefs. But if your circle is filled with dreamers, doers, and visionaries, you will naturally rise to match their level. Your vision is fragile in its early stages. One negative voice can crush it. One sarcastic comment can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. That's why you have to be intentional about who you let into your inner world. You need people who believe in big, people who won't laugh at your goals, but instead push you to aim higher. People who will call you out when you're slacking, but also remind you of your potential when you're doubting yourself. It's not about surrounding yourself with yes people. It's about surrounding yourself with better people, those who challenge you to think differently, work harder, and stay focused. The right circle will push you to grow because they're growing themselves. They're not threatened by your ambition. They're inspired by it. They understand that success is not a competition, but a collective rise. If you keep low-level company, you will inherit low-level thinking. You'll hear things like, that's too risky, or no one from here has ever done that, or just be realistic. But realism is often just another word for settling. If you want a life that's bigger than average, you have to spend time with people who think beyond average. Conversation should be about opportunities, strategies, and visions, not gossip, drama, and limitations. The energy of your circle is contagious. When you're around people who are constantly making moves, setting goals, and taking risks, you can't help but get pulled into that momentum. They normalize ambition. They normalize hard work. They normalize winning. And just as their drive rubs off on you, your drive will rub off on them. That's how collective growth happens, iron sharpening iron. Sometimes the hardest part of chasing a big vision is outgrowing the people you've known for years. It doesn't mean you stop caring about them, but you have to accept that not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people will resist your growth because it forces them to face their own lack of progress. Others will try to hold you back because they're afraid of losing the version of you they're comfortable with. You can love them from a distance, but you can't let them limit your climb. You have to seek out rooms where your vision feels small, not because it's insignificant, but because everyone else's vision is so massive it makes you stretch. Find mentors who've already achieved what you're chasing. Connect with peers who are chasing their own big goals. Build relationships with people who have high standards for themselves because they will naturally hold you to those same standards. At the end of the day, your circle will either water your vision or drain it. And your dream is too important to be surrounded by doubt, negativity, or complacency. Choose people who fuel your fire, who remind you why you started, and who believe just as strongly as you do that big things are possible. Turn vision into grind. Dreams stay dreams without relentless execution. A vision is powerful, but by itself, it changes nothing. You can picture the life you want every single day, write it on your wall, speak it into existence. But if you don't put in the work, it will remain nothing more than a beautiful image in your head. Dreams are cheap. Execution is expensive. The people who make their vision real aren't the ones with the clearest dream. They're the ones who turn that dream into daily, consistent grind. Too many people get stuck in the fantasy stage. They love to imagine the end result, but avoid the process required to get there. They talk about their goals as if speaking them is enough to bring them to life. But a dream without action is just wishful thinking. You can't build a house by staring at the blueprint. You have to pick up the hammer, lay the bricks, and keep going until the foundation is solid. Turning vision into grind means committing to the boring, unglamorous, repetitive work that no one else sees. It means waking up early, staying up late, and putting in hours when no one is watching and no one is clapping. It means doing it when you're tired, when you're uninspired, when you're frustrated, and when quitting feels easier. That's what relentless execution looks like, showing up day after day, even when the excitement has worn off. Every big achievement you admire came from someone who refused to just dream about it. They worked for it. They sacrificed for it. They pushed through setbacks, disappointments, and moments when it felt impossible. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They created readiness by taking action. That's the difference between those who achieve their vision and those who don't. One group keeps grinding long after the mood has faded. When you turn vision into grind, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You don't wait until you have all the resources, all the knowledge, all the connections. You start with what you have, where you are, and you build from there. Momentum comes from movement, not from sitting still and planning forever. Plans are important, but without execution, they're just ideas on paper. The grind is where your vision is tested. It's where your commitment is proven. Anyone can get excited about the destination, but only the truly committed can endure the climb. The grind will expose whether you really want it or if you just like the idea of wanting it. And if you can keep pushing when the climb gets steep, you'll separate yourself from the majority who quit. Relentless execution isn't about working hard for a week or a month. It's about building a lifestyle where working toward your dream is non-negotiable. You don't just fit it in when it's convenient. You build your entire schedule around it. You treat it like a job even before it pays you. You treat it like a responsibility even before anyone else believes in it. And the truth is, once you commit to the grind, your vision starts to shift from something you hope for to something you're actively building. You start to see real progress. You start stacking small wins that add up over time. You begin to realize that the grind isn't punishment, it's the path. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Your dream will never chase you. It will sit there waiting for you to decide if you're serious enough to pursue it with everything you've got. And the only way to prove you are serious is to turn that vision into relentless, unstoppable daily execution until the day it becomes reality. Big dreams take big patience. Greatness takes time, persistence, and faith. We live in a world addicted to speed. Everyone wants overnight success, instant results, and quick recognition. But the truth is, nothing truly great is built overnight. Big dreams take big patience. They require the kind of persistence that keeps you moving forward, even when the finish line is nowhere in sight. They require faith that your effort will pay off, even when your current reality shows no signs of it. Patience is not passive. It's not sitting back and waiting for something to happen. Patience in the pursuit of a dream is active. It's grinding, learning, improving, and adapting every single day, while trusting that time will eventually reward your consistency. It's understanding that just because you haven't arrived yet doesn't mean you're not on the way. The problem is most people quit too soon. They plant seeds and expect a harvest the next day. They put in effort for a few months, and when they don't see results, they walk away. But dreams are like trees. They take time to root deeply before they ever grow tall. And if you stop watering them too early, you'll never see what they could have become. Big patience means you're willing to endure the seasons when nothing seems to be happening. You might be putting in the work, showing up consistently, and still not see the progress you want. That's the moment when most people lose faith. But those who keep going understand that the process is working, even if it's working underground. Skills are being built, relationships are forming, opportunities are aligning. You just can't see them yet. Persistence is the muscle that holds your dream together. It's the ability to show up day after day, week after week, year after year, even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when you feel like no one else cares. Persistence turns you into a person who cannot be broken by time. Every rejection, every setback, every slow season, you outlast it. And in the end, that's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Faith is the fuel that keeps your patience alive. Without faith, patience turns into frustration. Without faith, persistence feels pointless. Faith tells you that just because you can't see the outcome doesn't mean it's not on its way. It's believing in your vision when no one else does. It's trusting that your hard work will eventually collide with the right timing. The waiting period is not wasted time, it's preparation time. Every day you stay committed is a day you sharpen your skills, strengthen your character, and learn how to handle the success you're chasing. Because the truth is, if your dream arrived before you were ready, it could crush you instead of bless you. Big patience ensures that when your opportunity comes, you can handle it. Greatness takes time because greatness is rare. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to happen quickly. If it did, everyone would have it, and it wouldn't be special. The journey is long because the process is shaping you into someone capable of holding on to the dream once you get it. The longer you stay in the fight, the more unshakable you become. When you combine time, persistence, and faith, you create unstoppable momentum. You understand that every day you wait is not a delay. It's part of the design. Every slow season is a test. Every setback is a setup. And if you keep showing up with patience as your weapon, one day you'll look back and realize that the very time you were frustrated about was the time that prepared you for everything you have now.